GGC women's soccer senior class of 2017 has experienced their fair share of triumphs and tribulations. This dedicated group of Grizzlies has battled throughout their careers, and it wasn't until their last season that they won their first AII championship. Recently, I had the opportunity to share their stories from their time at GGC. Give me a story that you're going to take with you forever from GGC.
I don't think it's happened yet.
I like that.
Right now. We're making history.
It's in the making.
How does it? You get excited. She's getting giddy.
Very excited.
When you see something like the highest ranked this program has ever had.
We're ranked higher than Lindsey Wilson. That's
a good
Finally.
feeling.
Woo.
pat on the back.
Well, I was gonna say. I mean, you're verbalizing your emotions, but like, is it crazy to think that? Like that's how far you guys have come.
That
Because
is
think
crazy.
about where this program was when it started and where you guys are at now.
It's kind of bittersweet that we're getting at this point when we're
When it's
done.
our
Yeah.
senior year.
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice way to finish.
Trying to
Yeah,
figure
for
out
sure.
how to
I
get
want
a
one more
sixth
year.
Definitely.
Yeah, I want 4 more years.
Yeah.
I wish we
start all
came in as a
over.
freshman when Coach came in. but
Yeah, definitely.
It's alright.
I'd have to say losing 10-1 and then coming back the next year and beating the first ranked team we've ever beaten. That was pretty fun.
And then going back to their field this year
And
and
beating
beating
them
them another
again.
time. Oh, that was great. Well, for like, I know. For me, I mean, like I said, nothing against previous coaches, but if I had come in my freshman year with Coach Giuliano, I wouldn't have thought about transferring, or I wouldn't have thought about quitting, or I wouldn't have thought about all these different things. He's a phenomenal coach. He's the best coach I've ever had, and for it to be my last year to have him, it sucks, but it makes it that much more bittersweet.
True. I don't know. I was talking about this with Dommy. I don't know what I would change. I mean, it's all been pretty fun. Like for 4 years I've been here, so I don't know.
Figure out which position I actually want to play. That would have been for me.
I know.
Figure that out earlier, maybe.
Sure. Lexi?
Yeah.
I just wish I would have came here all 4 years instead of my last 2 years. Spend more time with all you guys and stuff like
Oh,
that.
Lexi.
So think about all the tough lessons that you guys have had to learn in 3 and 4 years. What's some of the advice that you would pass along to the younger Grizzlies, the newer Grizzlies that may not have to go through the trials and tribulations that you guys have been through?
Be smart on away trips.
Solid sound
Oh yeah,
advice.
we learned that.
Don't let maybe like little things take you away from the love of the game. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really know how
That's a
really
good one.
to put that
Make the
in
most of
way,
everything as well. Like it's 4 years goes super fast, so just make the most of everything while you're here. Don't take anything for granted, really.
Yeah, and no matter how the season is going, you can always turn it around. Because we had a rough start, and now
Yeah.
it feels great to win and win
Yeah.
and win.
And win,
Finally.
And win.
That is a very valuable lesson that I want to bring to light here, because I've talked to a couple of you guys individually about this season, but was there a moment that things started to turn around?
I would say when we got our first win, I guess, and started getting some goals, I think everyone was sort of like, all right, we can actually score now.
Yeah, that first goal at Dalton
Once we
State.
get going, like once we get a win, I think everyone gets more
The fact
positive.
that we scored in like the first 2 minutes at Dalton State.
Yeah, and then
really-
again.
Yeah.
And then again, it just
I think
kept
we got on a
rolling.
roll.
And once that happened, then it just translated over into the
But even in
next games.
even in the games that we lost, we still felt like
We played
we're playing
great
well,
soccer.
we're
We
doing
didn't
this.
do
It just wasn't
bad.
for a complete game.
Yeah.
So once we figured that out and how to get it for the whole 90 minutes,
And learning coaches' system and all that.
smooth ride since.
Excellent. Well, I know it's a short sample size, but do we have a quality Coach Giuliano story that we can tell from this past
I think
season?
so. It happened with like
Lexi's
I've
laughing.
got a good one.
like the first week or two of practice. I think it happened.
Who
Oh,
wants
it was
to
my
go?
throw? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
the one, it was pouring, the weather was terrible, and we were playing, I don't know what game we were playing.
It was
It
like
was
the
over the river.
It was the one
Yeah.
where there were two
Possession
people
game.
battling
people
in
in
the
the
middle.
middle.
Oh, this is a drill at practice,
Yeah,
not an
yeah,
actual
it was
game.
during a
Okay.
drill.
And I think did he play the ball in? I think he played the
kicked the
ball
ball
in,
in.
and his knee is terrible. He's had like a number of operations, and his knee locked up, and he went straight to the ground, and Shara came over, tried locking his knee into place for the longest, and nothing would work. It was horrible. He was stuck on the ground, he
Leg,
couldn't
like,
get up,
broke.
nothing.
He
Yeah.
was just like laying there.
We're all
like,
just
"I'm
like
sorry,
staring
guys."
at him.
We didn't know what to do. He asked us to keep playing.
sitting there like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay?
He's like, no, it's
What
fine.
do
It
you
happens
need?"
all the
keep
time.
going.
We're like, knee's stuck.
Yeah,
It was legit
practice.
stuck. Like he couldn't bend it or anything. Shower couldn't figure out what to do.
Yeah, he had to
Gonna
leave.
put it back.
Yeah, he had to leave.
It was sad.
So you just left him there on the turf during the drill, or what happened?
No, I think he
He scooted off.
He
yeah,
told
he
us
scooted off to the
keep
side.
playing.
Shire was helping
Army
him.
crawled off the
And I
sideline.
think, did she take him
I think she took
up?
him up to.
I think she
yeah.
took him up to try
Yeah.
to get his knee back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can report that he's okay today. Has,
Oh,
it,
yeah,
has
yeah.
it happened
Oh, yeah, he's
again?
No,
good.
surprisingly
No,
no.
he won't kick the ball
Oh, yeah.
anymore.
No, yeah.
Every time he
he
kicks the
wants to
ball,
fix it.
yeah, we're like, oh god.
He makes us do it now.
He's so
Yeah, he
fragile, and
does.
every time he starts a drill, everybody is tense, and then everybody relaxes
Yeah.
once the
Yeah.
drill gets underway. All right.
I like seeing him run. I'm like, oh.
Lexi
Yeah.
has one. Oh,
What?
did you have one? Yesterday? When you
I just thought it was cool how yesterday, like, how he missed our game because he got stuck in Germany. And so he was, like, really upset about that, but then he came to the facility and waited for us and, like,
Yeah,
congratulated
that's so
us.
sweet.
I thought it was, like, the sweetest thing ever.
Like
Yeah.
he was like he gave everybody high fives when we walked
Yeah,
off the
it
bus.
was-
and,
That was nice. He's
yeah, didn't
a
expect
genuine
it.
person.
Do you get those kind of questions where you go, wow, I remembered when I asked that question to somebody else? Like, do you find yourself in that sort of older leadership role now? Or is it
I
tough
mean,
with
yes and
15?
no.
Yes and no. Cause like I see it more on like when we're like practicing or something, and I notice someone could have made like a certain run. I'll like say like, hey, look for this instead of that. And then I realized when I was a freshman, I would ask Coach Shea like, oh well, when this is happening, what should I do here? And so things like that.
Nice, no more.
Constructive.
What's some advice you want to give to new Grizzlies that may not be here yet, that are considering coming to GGC potentially? What's some advice you'd pass along to them?
Just enjoy it. Like, be ready for the transition of college because it hits you differently. Like you're like, oh wait, I'm like an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But just enjoy it.
It goes by fast.
Yeah, make the most of every opportunity, for sure.
Have fun, but still do your work.
Yes, have fun, for sure.
Well, if we're thinking about potentially life after soccer, has anybody thought about life after graduation?
Yeah.
Going home,
More
going to
school.
Australia.
Amy's
No, I might
booking
stay
a
for like,
flight.
We're all going with
might
her,
stay for a
right?
few
We're
weeks.
all- we're all
Amy's
with
going
her.
right after
Yeah.
graduation.
Yeah.
Might stay for a few weeks, it'll be summer, so it'll be winter in Australia. Not that it gets that
We
cold.
gotta
but-
steal our
pretty
weather.
warm.
That's-
Yeah.
It's not
Pretty
even
much.
winter.
I want to go to nursing school, so I think that's the next step. But take some time off in between.
Bit of a break.
Yeah, PT school, but I have to take a year off, so I have to work in the year.
Yeah.
Probably
Australia.
What about you?
Bucks, boy.
Probably going to go back to school for radiology and still continue coaching because right now I still coach, so
Oh, yeah, I gotta
that'll be
find
fun.
Some way to stay.
Look at you guys committed to your education. This side of the room?
And Amy's like, I'm just going.
Going to
home.
graduate school
There you go.
for
There you go.
occupational
She's not.
therapy.
She said
Oh,
she
nice.
is.
I am. That's my major.
Okay, let me ask you this
Like,
question.
moving
At the beginning of the season, what were the expectations? Before you
win.
played 1 minute of soccer,
To win conference.
2-1-1.
Sure.
2-1.
what are the expectations? Well, you didn't know about 2-1-1 before the season started. Make sense? Like before 2-1-1, what was sort of the expectations?
Win conference.
Win
Win
conference.
conference.
Since
Right.
since the
Win-
end
win
of the
conference,
season last year, the goal this
make
year
it to
was to win.
nationals.
yeah.
Well,
So-
now coach wants us to stay in the top 25
Yeah.
to never like get out of it
We're
now.
never leaving.
Since now that we're in it.
Just stay there.
Because my next question is, what are the expectations now? And she sort of answered
Yeah.
that. Like how much drastic have the expectations changed in how long? Like is it now the expectations have changed, or did the expectations change when he got here, when the season started, when we won 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row, 8 in a row?
I don't think they've changed per se. I think that they've just gotten more focused.
Yeah.
Like we've always
Hyper-
every year, like when we have our little entrance meeting or whatever, what do you guys want to do this season? We want to win conference. Every
Always
year,
the
that's
same.
what it is.
Yeah.
But this year, he's given us like little goals to look for or to work towards in
Yeah.
order to achieve the
Yeah.
big goal.
Right.
What's the mentality? What's the attitude? Full steam ahead going into that tournament.
I think everyone's just ready. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
Everyone-
waiting for it.
everyone's bought in to the new like style of play that we have and the new like system that we kind of run with, and I think that everyone's just like, I feel like maybe before we might have been like tentative going into
Yeah.
into like the bigger kind of games, but this year everyone's been so confident.
Fair enough. All right. Well, before I let you guys get out of here, as you all know, being on the Grizzly Digital Network, you get the shout-outs, podcast, Grizzlies Live, Grizzly Today, whatever the case may be, whether you've been it once or 4, 7 times in your career, whatever the case may be. Think about this as a glorified shout-out because there's people that I most certainly don't know. There's certainly people behind the scenes that have helped you get to where you're at today. And so this is a moment for you to take center stage and kind of thank those people who have helped you get to where you're at today.
Obviously, my parents, they put me into soccer and they kept me with it. They pushed me to go to college and play soccer because at first I didn't want to, so I'm very grateful that they made me play. I actually want to thank my best friend Hannah that I played with my whole high school and at my JUCO. I honestly didn't think I was going to play after my JUCO, but she told me to continue, so I'm very happy she did that. And obviously, like, my teammates here, I'm very thankful for. And yeah.
Stop.
I'm not gonna cry.
One down, 4 to go. Everybody kept their composure. Amy, I got a feeling this is going to last a while, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try not to make it last too long. I would say I'll start with my mum and dad as well. They've always been there. They've always supported me since I was little. My brother, definitely, he has a big influence on me. He sort of, whatever he did when he was younger, I followed him. So he played soccer and tennis, so I was going to play soccer and tennis. And he was here, so my main reason why I came here is because he was here. All my teammates, my coach in Australia, who I've had since I was little, Gary French. And yeah, all my teammates here. That's about it.
You good? Courtney, you're up.
Oh man. My family plays a huge part in my life. I don't know where I would be without them. Maddie, my dogs are they're so much support. Going into the door and them getting so excited for me just makes my day. And definitely my teammates. I don't know where I would be without my teammates.
Well said. Bristol?
No, I'm not. I'm alone.
I'm about to say, we're almost halfway. We're halfway through it.
I would really like to thank my parents, especially my dad. He played soccer when he was growing up, so he kind of didn't force me and my brother to, but that was just, it made it easier for us to learn soccer. And my brother was probably the biggest influence because whatever he did, like Amy, whatever he did, I wanted to do exactly that. I wanted to do what he did. I wanted to wear the same jersey number. I wanted to wear the same cleats as him. But even after all these years, he went to college to play soccer and it didn't work out for him, so he kind of wanted to play soccer through me. So after every game, he'll text me, he'll tell me what I did wrong, he'll tell me what I did really good, and everything like that. So that really has helped me grow as a player. And then especially my past teammates, high school and club, and even more so my teammates now. I love you guys.
So, Dom, bring us home.
I gotta thank my parents, especially my mom. She was an athlete for the longest, and I think that has helped me just in every aspect because she's dealt with the things that I've been dealing with as an athlete, whether it comes from injury or just stress of the sport. My sister, because she played soccer too, so I always just wanted to be better than her. Like I always wanted to be faster, or be able to kick harder or stronger or whatever. So I think that's helped me with my competitive edge and just succeeding in sports all around. Past coaches, high school, club, current coaches, and then teammates, you know.
The Grizzlies will travel to Lakeland, Florida for the NAIA opening round as Georgia Gwinnett takes on Southeastern at 7 p.m., with the winner advancing to the NAIA final site in Gulf Shores, Alabama. For more information, log on to GrizzlyAthletics.com. I'm Matt Mahoney for the Grizzly Digital Network.